Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. In Puerto Rico, an ongoing strike by students at the University of Puerto Rico is coming to a head. Riot police have surrounded the main gates of the university and are trying to break the strike by denying food and water to students who've occupied the campus inside. The strike began nearly 4 weeks ago in response to budget cuts at the university of more than $100 million. Students called on the administration to reconsider the cuts and sought guarantees such as no fee increases and no privatization of campus services. Students initially called for a 48-hour strike, but more than 3 weeks later, the strike continues and has spread to 10 out of 11 campuses. On Thursday, a mass assembly of more than 3,000 students voted overwhelmingly to continue the strike. The next day, riot police seized control of the main campus gates. The striking students have received widespread support from professors at the university, as well as unions around the country. Crowds have gathered outside the university gates, where police have encircled the striking students inside. Parents, family members, other supporters have tried to throw bottles of water and food over the fence to support the strikers. We go now to Puerto Rico, inside the occupied campus at the university, where we're joined by Giovanni Roberto, a student at the University of Puerto Rico and a spokesperson for the striking students. We're also joined by a professor at the university outside the campus who's supporting the students. Christopher Powers is a professor of comparative literature at UPR. He joins us on the phone. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Giovanni, we'll begin with you. Describe the scene right now and what your demands are.
Hi, Amy, and hi, people watching. Our main demand was we reject certification of the trustees of the university that try to limit the tuition waivers to students. Especially, they try to make people that have a Pell Grant or other economic help not to be part of the tuition waiver, which in the University of Puerto Rico, which is a public university, most of students have economic aids in order to go to the university and study. So we identified that the administration, what they wanted to do is to attack especially poor students, trying to limit that right to have a tuition waiver. Right now in the university, we are inside. We remain for more than 27 days on strikes. We are occupying the whole campuses. As you say, 10 out of 11 campuses are shut down by students. Inside the university is calm. We have been receiving a lot of people outside the fences helping us to resist the possibility of the police to get in. Since the first day, the administration demonstrate no will to negotiate with students. Our first demand was at the beginning to negotiate. We only want to negotiate with the administration our demands. We have been working for more than 1 year. And after that, we have no other solution to go on strike as we're doing now, trying to push the administration to negotiate. And they only use the force. They trying to get the police in and trying to make us go out. And that's one of the demands.
Let me bring Professor Powers into this, professor at the University of Puerto Rico. Can you talk about the scene there as well, the students outside, the professors, the students inside, the professors outside?
Yes, well, thank you for having me on the show. I'm a professor at the Mayagüez campus of the UPR, so I'm not in San Juan right now, but I can report that the strike is being maintained at all of the 11 campuses. That's a minor correction because the 11th campus was closed today by the staff union, which represents about 2,000 maintenance workers in the system. The staff union has also closed the administrative buildings, the central administrative buildings located in the botanical gardens. This morning they moved in heavy machinery, closing the gates, and have called for a week-long strike in support of the students. So all of the campuses are closed right now, and the union is calling for the closure as well as of auxiliary institutions as well. So the strike has indeed spread to the entire system. It has also sparked widespread support on the part of professors for everyone, but also the broad public. The parents are involved in supporting the students in an unprecedented way compared with strikes in the past. The use of force to close the main campus has sparked wide sympathy with the students. It should also be noted that the University of Puerto Rico is a university of 64,000 students. It's the largest university in the Caribbean, and it's also the premier institution of higher learning in the country. It's considered part of the cultural patrimony of the island. It has produced the island's best and brightest, and in the context of the colonial status of the island, in which historically so much of Puerto Rico's resources have been sold out to foreigners, the UPR is widely regarded as the last best resource that the nation has to keep. So the attack on the integrity of the institution, the restriction of access for working class students, and the fears of privatization of the university have sparked very wide public support.
Who controls the budget exactly? I mean, in relation for people on the mainland and the United States, given the relationship between the United States and Puerto Rico?
Right. The budget of the university is controlled by the presidency and the board of trustees. According to a law from 1966, 9.6% of the income into the general funds of Puerto Rico are to be used by the university. However, the current conservative, pro-statehood, new progressive party government issued a law called Law Number 7, which is widely unpopular on the island, which gave them emergency powers to affect fiscal measures. And this law has been implemented in the year and a half or so of the Fortuño administration to lay off public workers, and now it's been applied to deny funds that have been historically available to the university. This has caused a deficit which could be $100 million or more, although those are based on estimates at this point. At any rate, the austerity measures that the Board of Trustees and the presidency are trying to impose have been disproportionately directed at students,